We're here at Barterra Winery in Half Moon Bay with owner Bart Colucci and Director of Marketing Mary Corcoran. And thank you so much for having us in your beautiful setting with your wine tasting room. Now, Bart, the wine industry is a fairly new endeavor for you, right? How long ago did you go into the wine business?
Approximately 8 years ago.
8 years ago. And what made you do that?
Well, I was in the corporate world, and I ran out of steam in that world, and I had to do something else. So this just happened to be a thing that I really liked, and I decided I would give it a go. And I think primarily is we had a gallery, and I really felt that wine and art really go together. And so I said, I'll get the wine and push the art, and it worked. And then just kept growing from there.
Now, I believe you told me that at one time someone just said to you, we want you to buy some grapes and try the winemaking business. Is that how you got started?
Yeah, I had a corporate friend from Philadelphia who owned a winery in Napa, Guevara, and I went to visit him one day, and the lady who was working behind the counter got in a discussion with her, and she said that her husband had a vineyard, and he had a lot of Merlot grapes. And no one was buying them because that movie had come out Sideways.
Oh.
So all his grapes were ending up on the ground. And I said, that's not fair. I said, maybe I'll make some wine. So I bought all the grapes, like 10 barrels. We ordered some new French oak barrels, Bordeaux barrels from France, and we made the Merlot. And my thought was, by the time this Merlot is ready, everyone will forget about that movie,
right.
And they'll start drinking Merlot. And sure enough, it happened. And sure enough, I had a great wine, and we sold out of it. And then with those barrels, was second year French oak, we put in a Cabernet, it's our 06 Cabernet. That's won a lot of medals, and it's just a phenomenal wine. And so that's what got me into it. It's a little bit at a time, and just kept growing.
And now how many wines do you make?
We make about 6 wines. I don't physically, the Merlot, I physically made that. I used La Nebbia's a facility, and we made that wine. And then I just started to buy the grapes and contract with the winemakers. So we have licenses, DBAs, AKAs, with other wineries and vineyards to make the wine that we want.
Okay. Now, I understand you have a unique business model. You created something that really hadn't been done very much in the wine business before to get it to consumers, or?
Well, the model I have, it's a direct-to-the-consumer model. So we don't sell to restaurants. You'll find it in a few restaurants because they're friends of mine. We don't have it in, I don't sell it retail. And the reason for that is the wine is such premium wine that you really don't know how it's being handled.
I see.
And that's my whole program. So direct-to-the-consumer, when someone buys a bottle in here, we know that they've got a good bottle of wine, and unless it's corked or something like that, but highly unlikely. So we have a very nice wine club, and I think this is where the wine market's going, direct to the consumer. All the statistics say that's where it's going, and the being on Main Street, walk in, is very good.
So, Mary, what are you seeing in the tasting room? Are any particular favorites, or is it the award winners that tend to be the customer favorites, or what are you seeing?
You know, people love the award winners. I mean, you know, I think they want to make sure that a judge has already said this is a great wine. But I'll tell you the truth that we don't even have a dump bucket in our tasting room.
That's interesting. You're right. I didn't see one in there.
And we are rarely asked to, I don't want any more of this wine. So every wine that we oversee the production process or Bart hand selects it. So everything is just top quality. And I think Bart has a saying that says, if you have good grapes, good barrels, it's hard to screw up a wine. And, it's really not rocket science, but he does, pay top dollar for his grapes. So people come in after maybe having an experience where they like some, they don't like some. I always ask, what do you typically drink
Sure,
at home?
of course.
But Chardonnays and Cabernet, which are the ones that we enter in the competitions, those are, they're the top selling wines, and those are varietals that people are familiar with. So typically, if they want to drink white, they like the Chardonnays, reds, Cabernets, but everything that we have is great.
So what are some of you've had a lot of recent winners. What are some of the recent awards that you've won?
Well, we won we've just recently, haven't got the medal yet, we won a silver medal for the 09 Cabernet, or 10 Cabernet from the Finger Lakes competition, same where we won the double gold. The grapes for that year the growing season wasn't as great for that year as it was for the 09. And so then we received another bronze medal for this Cabernet. And we must have, every wine we have has won a medal. The wines that we have made for us, okay? I select the winemaker, select the wine, taste the wine. Those are the ones that win the medals. And like we said, we're real proud of that Cabernet because it's competition of 9,000 wines from all over the world, every state. They had 9,000 wines, 120 judges gave it a gold medal. In order to get a double gold medal, each judge has to give it a gold medal.
Wow.
So we're real proud of that. 120 judges.
That's amazing.
120 judges gave it a gold medal, and both competitions. And then I said, well, maybe let me just try Sunset. They're very tough, and Sunset gave it a silver medal, which they don't give out many medals. Okay, so we're so proud of that wine, and it's a wine that it's what they call the free run wine. Juice is free run. We don't use a press. We just crush the wine, and whatever comes out of that crush, we make the wine. And then we don't filter the wine. We fine it. They call it fining with the egg yolks. Okay, so that takes the tannin. Okay, attaches to it, and in layman's terms. So we don't filter the wine. And then when we bottle the wine, we basically throw the first 2 cases away because the line is starting to stabilize. We don't throw it away. We give it to friends to drink. And, but it's a real process. So that's what makes it an expensive wine to make. And by winning the awards that we have won for those wines, allows you to put the price on it.
Right. Sure. Of course. So for people who are interested in coming in and tasting it, when is your tasting room open?
We're open Thursdays through Monday. That's our Monday through Friday.
Okay.
And we're open 12:30 to 5:30. In addition to the tasting room, we have this beautiful courtyard space that you see here. So this time of year, people love to sit outside and enjoy a glass of wine. And you can do a wine tasting, wine by the glass, bottle, even by the case, yes, if you're interested.
Well, great. Well, thank you both so much. Bart, thank you so much. You have
You're quite
tremendous
welcome.
wines. And
Thanks
Mary,
for
thank you
coming.
for being
Thanks
here
a lot.
as well.